Scene script. Have you ever wondered how your favorite chocolate is made? Well, buckle up because we're about to go on a sweet journey. Let's start by imagining a world where the sun kisses the earth, and the earth in all its generosity presents us with a gift, the cacao tree. This tree, bathed in sunlight and nurtured by the rain, holds the secret to our beloved chocolate. Deep within its pods lie the cacao beans, the key ingredient in the creation of chocolate. These beans embark on an incredible journey, from the tree to your taste buds. It's a process steeped in tradition, innovation, and a dash of magic. From harvesting to fermenting, drying to roasting, and finally the transformation into that mouth-watering chocolate bar, every step is a testament to the artistry and dedication that goes into chocolate making. So, are you ready to dive into the world of chocolate making? Our journey begins in the tropical climates where cacao trees thrive. These remarkable trees, known scientifically as Theobroma cacao, which translates to food of the gods, flourish in the humid tropical regions near the equator. It's here that the magic of chocolate begins. Cacao trees are a bit finicky, requiring just the right mix of warmth, rain, and shade to prosper. They are delicate creatures, preferring the understory of the forest, where they can bask in dappled sunlight and be sheltered from harsh weather. But what makes these trees truly special are the cacao pods they produce. These large, colorful fruit, each about the size of a small football, are the treasure chests of the chocolate world. Within each pod, nestled in a sweet, pulpy matrix, are 30 to 40 cacao beans, the raw material for all chocolate. Now that we've harvested our cacao pods, it's time to see what's inside. Inside each cacao pod are dozens of cacao beans, and it's these beans that are the key to chocolate. Now let's dive into the transformation journey of these cacao beans. The process begins with fermentation, a crucial step that can't be skipped if we're aiming for that rich, chocolatey flavor we all love. After the cacao beans are extracted from the pods, they're placed in shallow containers and covered with banana leaves. These leaves not only protect the beans from pests, but also contribute to the fermentation process through their natural yeasts. Over the course of several days, the beans undergo a natural fermentation process. This is where the magic happens. The sugars within the beans react with the yeasts, creating heat and transforming the beans' initial bitter flavor into a fruity, complex one. It's a bit like turning grapes into wine. Each day, the beans are stirred to ensure an even fermentation. Once fermentation is complete, the beans are then spread out to dry under the sun. This drying process can take up to a week, depending on the weather. It's crucial to remove as much moisture as possible to prevent mold growth. The beans are raked and turned every few hours to ensure they dry evenly. You could say the beans are getting a nice sun bath. By the end of this process, what we have are no longer cacao beans, but cocoa beans, the base ingredient for chocolate. They've gone from a bitter, almost inedible state to a fragrant, chocolatey form. The transformation is quite incredible, just like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. But don't be fooled, the journey is far from over. The next steps will further enhance the flavors and aromas locked within these beans, bringing us closer to the chocolate bars we're familiar with. With our cocoa beans ready, it's time to turn up the heat. Roasting is a crucial step in the chocolate-making process. It's where the real magic happens. Indeed, the transformation of cacao beans into the chocolate we all love hinges largely on this phase. The roasting process is a delicate dance that requires precise temperature control and timing. It's during this stage that the beans are heated to bring out the unique flavors that were locked inside them. Imagine it like this: roasting is like turning the key to unlock the door to a world of flavors. It's akin to the moment the orchestra leader raises his baton, and the symphony of flavors begins to play. The beans, each a musician in their own right, begin to sing their individual tunes, creating a harmonious blend of flavors that we recognize as chocolate. Following roasting, our beans are ready for the next step, which is cracking and winnowing. Cracking is exactly what it sounds like. The beans are broken into smaller pieces, leaving us with fragments known as cacao nibs. These nibs are the heart and soul of the cacao bean, the part that will eventually become chocolate. But before that, there's the winnowing process. It's here that we separate the wheat from the chaff, or in this case, the cacao nibs from the husk. This step is vital as it ensures that only the best parts of the cacao bean make it to the final stages of chocolate production. Now we have our cacao nibs, but we're not quite at the finish line yet. The journey from bean to bar continues. Our cacao nibs are ground into a thick paste known as chocolate liquor. No, it's not that kind of liquor. This chocolate liquor is the base from which all forms of chocolate are made. It's a thick, aromatic substance bursting with potential, much like a budding artist waiting for their first big break. Now, on to refining. This is where our chocolate starts to get that smooth, melt-in-your-mouth texture we all love. The chocolate liquor is passed through a series of rollers, each one finer than the last. It's a bit like a day at the spa for our chocolate, as it's pampered and preened to perfection. After refining, we move on to conching. No, we're not searching for seashells. In chocolate making, conching is a process that involves rolling, kneading, and warming the chocolate to develop its flavor and texture further. It's a labor of love, like kneading dough for the perfect loaf of bread. Once we're done conching, it's time to add the good stuff: sugar, milk, and other ingredients. This is where the magic really happens. It's like adding the finishing touches to a masterpiece. Each ingredient plays its part, contributing to the final symphony of flavors that make up our beloved chocolate. And there you have it, from cacao tree to chocolate bar. Next time you enjoy your favorite chocolate, remember the journey it took to get to you. So, that's the story of chocolate, a journey from tree to taste bud. We've traveled from the lush cacao forests to the careful harvesting and fermentation process, all the way to the meticulous crafting of the final chocolate bar. It's quite an adventure, isn't it? Now don't keep your chocolate love a secret. Tell us about your favorite type of chocolate. Thank you for joining us on this sweet journey. Stay curious and remember, life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.